Hello? Hi.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Dude, I'm freaking out. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I can
Oh, sorry, I cut you off. What were you gonna say?
No, I'm like busting out of the current. I was waiting to like redeem some biscuit energy.
Oh yeah, let's go. Oh, sorry, the thing's not showing up there. Sorry,
Oh, that's
guys.
okay. I
You know
feel it
what? You get
anyway.
the natural biscuit energy. I'll do it for you guys. There. Bang, 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 bang. uh, ha-
Hey, what's up, Apoyo?
yeah, boyo,
Hey,
welcome
Shadow
in.
Wolf.
Yes, welcome in, guys. Let me know too before we start the podcast if everything sounds good from Hopper's part and my part. If we need to do any adjustment levels, we are more than welcome to do that for you. But yes, HopperPot, happy Sunday to you and happy Mother's Day.
Happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day. You're such a good mother to me.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. So we're gonna I'm gonna introduce HopperPot here real quick. But Hopper, what did you
Yeah.
bring to eat today for lunch with a friend?
Oh, I ripped off the thing. Wait. I brought I brought a cheesy Italian panini.
Panini. Ooh, let me
Yeah,
see.
so yeah, it's got garlic aioli, Italian meat, like provolone cheese, oregano, grated parmesan, tomato. Oh, I'm
Ooh.
ready.
Yeah,
And
that
bacon.
my mouth is already watering. You just mentioning that already.
Yeah, with an iced salted caramel coffee. Let's go.
Ooh, snap.
Let's go.
Ooh, let me see. I gotta see the food.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
Oh my God, I'm
gots to see the food.
scrolling.
All right, you
Okay,
go.
here, let me pop at chat.
Yo,
Oh my
Hammy, how's it
gosh,
going?
yeah. Hammy, what's up? I'm about to show. Oh, I haven't looked at it yet. I hope they made it well.
Ooh, let's see.
Oh, it looks good. Are you ready, chat? Oh my God. All right, is this gonna look as good as it looks?
Whoa,
Oh,
that's
look at that. I
delicious.
have to get it the perfect focus. Oh, there's cheese dripping on the side. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is gonna be delicious. And there's two of them.
Whoa,
Two
that's
halves.
awesome. Well, I brought
I'm
lunch
hungry.
also. I'm gonna show you what I got. So,
I do love coffee.
I
I
got
really do.
some pretzels.
Ooh.
Yep, big pretzels. With what did I get? Hummus. Really good.
Almost.
Red pepper hummus.
That sounds so good.
Yeah, I like adding instead of cheese. I like the hummus on the
Mhm.
my pretzels. And
I'll
I
have to
also
try it.
yeah, and I also got some birthday cake. These
Ooh.
these are like birthday cake, kind of like Rice Krispie treats. You see this?
Yes.
Yeah, these are really delicious. So they're good.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. We got to try those as
yeah,
well. Okay, those do look really good.
yeah. Also got my Gatorade. Not sponsored by Gatorade at all, but if you want to,
At all.
yeah, let's go.
Gatorade sponsor my boy.
Yeah. All right, Hopper. Before we start with the conversation, let's cheers and let's take a bite out of our food.
Okay. Do we cheers with our drinks or with our sandwich? Or
You know
with
what?
the
Let's
food?
cheers with our food.
Let's
So
cheers with the food.
yeah, I got
All
my
right, here. I'm gonna
pretzel.
hold it up.
Yep.
I'm gonna hold it
Perfect.
up.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Let's take a bite.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Itadakimasu.
Mm. Oh my god. I was really hungry today. So
Me too, dude. I just came off of work.
yeah. Oh my god. Oh man, it was so good. This is the whole stream, guys. Just me and Hopper, just
Big
embracing
boy.
our food the whole time. We're just. You're just in here like sounds with us like.
It's an ASMR eating stream.
Hey Crafty, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. I've seen you in Hopper streams.
Dude, I love that guy.
Mm.
Thanks for following d-Rad.
Appreciate it. Oh my god. Okay, guys, I'm gonna take one more bite because I'm just a hungry boy. Then we're gonna start off with the conversation.
Freeze.
It's so good, everybody. I will eat some of that Gatorade for you.
Wait, what? eat some water.
Yep.
But preach.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm ready.
Hold on,
All
let me
right.
give some food to the cat.
Okay. Ooh.
Luncho with
Yeah,
Luncho with
lunch with
Arlo.
lunch with Arlo. Arlo's here too, guys. That's Hopper's cat. So Arlo's gonna eat some food too.
Did you knock the serving thing again?
Mm. But yeah, what's up, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well here. Thank you so much for being part of the podcast here. I hope everybody got something to eat too, so you're more welcome to grab food and hang out with us during this lovely Mother's Day. We need to start the fun to put some paintings up on Hopper. Oh yeah, I totally agree, Hammy. We need to start a fun for you, Hopper, so you can get some paintings up in your wall, right behind you.
What, you don't like eggshell white? It's a classic.
Yeah. Hey, Blindfold. Welcome in.
What's up, Blindfold Hero?
You know what?
Oh my gosh.
If you want to keep the space blank, I totally respect that, man.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm. All right, Hopper. I got my first question of the day for you. So,
What's up? Lay it on me.
I want to know the origins of your name. Where did you come up with HopperPot?
Well, so okay. So, the reason I okay. The first question. Okay, bet.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So HopperPot originates from a TV show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in that TV show, it's a like spin-off episode. And in that spin-off episode, they reference a movie. Where in that movie, they reference a character in that movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just liked the way it sounded, plus the convoluted 4-step reference that it was, to simply just go by HopperPot. And then it's funny for me to be like, oh wow, that question, when part of why I have that name is because it's such a complicated answer.
Yeah.
So I guess I shouldn't be surprised when I have to give a complicated answer. That's like the whole point.
No, those are always the best. You know, those are always the best. Like, even though like you're just like, I just like it, or it just came to me. Doesn't really have something, but it just stick to me.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that a lot.
So in this show called Code Monkeys, they have like a random spin-off episode where they do a whole reference to the Goonies, and then there's a character named Jester HopperPot, and like I guess I played with HopperPot online, and it stuck like instantly, like, and yeah, and I just like kind of carried it ever since a teenager, honestly.
Awesome. Yeah, because I was always thinking about that, because I think Kismet mentioned it on my channel when she first met you. She's like, did you get inspiration for your name from the Goonies? And I'm like,
Oh yeah,
wait a minute. Because I'm a big Goonies fan. I love the Goonies. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And I just remember, Chester Copperpot. And I'm like, wait a minute, what the? Then you said, yeah, it's kind of like the playoff, but I'm a Jester HopperPot. And I'm like, oh, let's go.
Yes, I love that. Absolutely.
Awesome.
And yeah, it just fit my identity pretty well. It's always been a part of me.
Nice. I love it. Did you grow up to like
Hey, Flaming Hails?
Did you grow up to like anything, like, because you said you like Jesters or anything? Did you watch like cartoons of it when you were a kid or something?
Like Jester specifically?
Yeah.
I mean, not anything too focused on Jesters. I mean, there was like the Joker and Harley Quinn and some like Batman episodes.
Mm-hmm.
There was maybe like the Court Jester was like a reference in medieval material.
Yep.
So like, you watch like an episode, I guess, of some cartoons, like now I don't know which ones did or didn't, but every now and then they did a medieval episode for like one way or another.
Yep.
So yeah, I might have been exposed to Jesters, but nothing too focused on it.
Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So Hopper, how did you get on Twitch? I want to know your journey from starting from the beginning until
Oh, that's actually
now.
a good question.
Yeah.
Anticipation bite.
Yep. Like, do you have, like, you can tell it all, like, who was your inspiration to get on Twitch? Why did you want to get on it? And all that. You know what? I'm gonna take a bite too. You're making me hungry. Mm. Thank you so much for the biscuit energy. I got you, Crafty. Biscuits.
Biscuit energy. All right,
go.
I'm holding a biscuit. Like I'm holding one.
No, I got you, man. It's always there.
All right. So, okay. So, I've played League of Legends. It all starts with League of Legends.
Oh,
Honestly,
okay.
I played League of Legends for like a decade now, and it's League of Legends is actually one of the few sports that like I enjoy watching and like I followed. Like I never really did understand like I do like watching basketball and football at the highest competitive level, so like at the finals and at the Super Bowl, I did enjoy watching sports because that was like, you know, the highest competitive level of any sport is like entertaining to me.
Yep.
But one that I like had like a passion for. Cat, please no. Oh no, please. That's the bad
Uh-oh.
area.
Oh, look at that appearance.
We're gonna have to manually. He was just.
No,
He doesn't know.
that's totally fine. That's totally fine.
Anyways, um, so yeah, League of Legends League esports was definitely an environment that I actually wanted to be a part of and like watch, and it was so exciting when I got behind like 100 Thieves, and there was a player, Aframu. Aframu is a support main
Mm-hmm.
for League esports teams, and he streams on Twitch. And I think he still does every now and then. So I actually watched Afromu's streams because Afromu was so good at support. Excuse me. And I was such a fan of Afromu's that I actually sought out his content off of like League games.
Mm-hmm.
And I found his Twitch stream and like I would hang out. It was a vibe in there and I liked it. And so I just watched it. I didn't engage in chat. I was not a Twitch like user. Like I was like really just throwing this up and just watching this like, you know, on the side. I definitely hadn't like ever chatted or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And one night I had watched the stream all the way to the end. And so at the end of streams, there's raids, and I didn't know that. So Aframu was like, you know what, guys? Oh wait, I did sort of know that, but like, okay, this evening Aframu was like, you know what, guys? Instead of raiding like another League of Legends player or a team member, like the usual raid targets, instead of like raiding one of them, we're gonna raid a friend of mine. And that friend of his was Annie Green.
Mm-hmm.
Annie Green streams on Twitch and she streams music. And so he raids me to Annie Green's. So Aframu raids me to Annie Green's. And then Annie Green ends her stream, which like that was my first time being raided. And so Annie Green was like, welcome raiders. Like this had never happened. I've watched streams before, but nobody had ever said like, welcome everybody. Hello to you. What would you like this evening? Like that was like, wait, what? He was like, if you type a song in chat, I might just know and play it. And I was like, really? And then I wrote like I can't choose between, I think it was Green Day's like Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Oh, good song.
And yeah, and then I can't remember the other song that I asked for. I was like, oh, I can't choose between these two like acoustic songs. And she was like, that's okay. I'll play both for you. And then played both. And I was
Nice.
like, oh my God, this is like, it was just so epic, right? I was like, what is this experience? And so Annie Green, like, you know, she plays for everybody. It was super nice. I was like, wow, this was cool. I can't believe that like people do this. And she's like, well, I'm done for the evening. But guess what, guys? There's another raid as part of what I would learn
Mm-hmm.
is like the never ending raid train that is like always going through
I
Twitch
know, it's
is
continuous. It's
it's
crazy.
taking a stop somewhere as we speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, so she's like, we're going to another stream. And I'm like, what is happening, dude? Like, what? No way. Where are we going next? And so she's like, I'm gonna raid you guys over to a violin streamer, string player gamer. And that is where like everything just absolutely exploded. So we raided into SPGs,
Uh-huh.
and SPG was like lit. Like SPG was like tearing it up, dude. And he was already like hype, and he was like, "Oh, nice, big raid, bro. Let's go." And he just like went off. It was just a party. Like you can catch a lot of like SPG streams where he does this, right? Where it's just a absolute party. And I didn't leave. I stuck around.
Yeah.
And that's definitely what like so string player gamer, just hanging around there, I learned about like New Baroque, Rachel Grace Violin, Ray Musica,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the accompanying musicians that like like gravitate around that community, right? Or like that you'll get to know hanging out around there.
Yep.
And I just didn't leave. Like all the content was super like exciting. Like, I it's been like years, but I'm watching anime again, for fun.
Mm-hmm.
But for years, there was just nothing that like, well, years. I'm maybe exaggerating. For the past like year and a half or so, like almost 2 years, there's just been like no television show. Decades, bro. It's been eons, bro. It's been epochs since I can recall when I wanted to watch a television show on actual cable.
Right?
Yeah, like the content that comes out from like network television and things like that is just like it definitely didn't interest me like the content you guys are putting out, right? Like the streams you're making, bro. Like I have so much fun in your streams, right? For example, and all of these musicians, and it opened my mind to like, okay, that's where I learned the concept of what would be like called the stream space, right?
Yep.
Is like I didn't realize like the infinite nature of a stream, of a channel, that you really could make like whatever you wanted. And so I kind of set out to like explore that, in a very organic fashion. Like, okay, like let's see, what do I want to do? And then let's see how it goes. And it's kind of just gone really great.
Yeah. So what year was that? Was it last year? Or was it 2021?
Yeah, 2022, February. So
Oh.
I joined the community 2021, like third quarter, and then I started to stream like February
Oh,
of
okay.
2022.
Nice. Nice. So technically 2 years already
Hanging
on
out,
Twitch?
yeah, like
On Twitch? Okay.
hanging out, kind of like that, yeah.
Nice. Congrats, GG's. We're happy to have you here. That's the I have a very similar experience like you. Just because when I first started, um I pretty much was just like in the music streams first. Because my friend Alud, she's my IRL friend, and she would like mod on my streams when I would play games. She's like, I think you would like somebody that like fits the like your video game vibe with music. I'm like, who's that? And she's like, Street SPG, And that's the thing, like me and
Oh,
Alud, like, cause I'm very similar like you. I did not, cause I signed up for Twitch in 2018. I pretty much just watched. I wasn't a streamer or anything. Didn't have like a desire to stream like at the moment. So I was just watching other people. But I was just watching big people, not small streamers or anything. So I
right.
gravitated towards like, the Xavier Woods, he's a WWE superstar. So I was just watching him all the time, and I was just like getting ideas from him. Then when I remember one of my Instagram friends, she was just herself. And I was like, whoa, and her community was just gravitating towards her. I'm like, I'm really goofy like that. I want to give that a shot. Then just
Yeah.
fast forward, I was just doing like small stuff. Like I got affiliated, but I wasn't really networking or meeting anybody until like I raided over to SPG. Then I like met everybody all at once. Like I met Neosis, Pixel, Turco, Rachel,
Oh my God,
everybody.
Turco.
Yeah. And all of them all at once. Like that's the same experience as you. And we just after that we became friends. Like they were like the day ones. I call them the day ones since because they've been here like since the beginning and they're still here. They usually pop up
Yeah.
once in a while and
Yeah,
whatnot. And
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh my god, you guys are amazing. So that's
I
really
feel
cool.
you. I feel you on that.
Yeah. What's your like overall like experience so far? What do you like about it a lot when you go live on Twitch?
When I go live on Twitch, um, the Wolf Thunder actually shared this with us, which was like, you never really know what's gonna happen.
Yep.
You never really know what's gonna happen. You can literally think of like your past streams and you can think of like, how streams usually go and stuff, but you never really know like what is actually gonna go down in a stream, and every stream has the potential to be like the best stream of your life. Bro, like it's
Mm-hmm.
so awesome how like every single combination of like people, places, and things just has the it's just like a digital playground where anything can happen.
Yeah, and you're in control of it, which is really cool. It's like I really
That's
like
true,
it
right?
because
Yeah.
everybody's really creative and stuff.
Yeah, it's like everyone gets their own room, right? And we get to like spend time in each other's like personal spaces.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think, how did I meet you? Was it through like SPG's channel or I'm just trying to recall, or was it
So fun
Ray's?
fact about us, wait, I want to say like 2 months. I think there was like 2 months where people kept asking me if I knew you
Oh.
and like
Uh,
why we didn't know each other. And people kept saying like you guys should collaborate in general
uh-huh.
because your vibes are similar. And like the same thing like so I think that like I I think I got rated into your channel by like Wolf Thunder or RBZ at one point. Was
Oh,
when we
okay.
like I finally yeah, when I finally was like, "Oh, this is that place that I've like needed to like stop by this whole time." That people have kept telling me about, and then like I watched like 5 minutes of your stream and I was like, "Oh." Like, "Oh. Yo, you guys were not playing, bro. Okay, I was sleeping, okay? I'm so glad to be here."
Yeah, I think I remember when you like started coming in and hanging out. You're just like, dude, I love your energy. Like you're like you're
Bro,
hyping the chat and everything.
I'm
And
saying.
there he is. Heard my name like in the
Rising
show.
Buzz. Nobody said Rising Buzz.
But I just remember, yeah, you just hyping it up. I'm like, who's this HopperPot? I'm gonna go check him out. I'm like, oh, he streams. Then I was just like, whoa, I really like his energy. Like you just like gravitate because you
Same.
just have that like seriously like when I spread that POP, the power of positivity. I was like, dang man, I feel off that vibe. I really like this, and I just really the biggest thing I really like is just like how you communicate with a lot of people that come into your channel because I think that's the biggest thing to do
Right.
as a streamer is communication and just being able to welcome everybody and that's what I really loved about you and stuff. And it was cool because I don't know what video game you were playing, but you were doing it. But you would stop and you would do just chatting stuff. I was like, wow, it's very similar like me when I would do that. Just stop the
Yeah.
game and just chat and just vibe. And after that, just play it. But most importantly, you know, everybody was just gravitating towards you, and it was cool because
Yeah.
it was everybody that I know from my community, and I was just like, how come guys gonna tell me about HopperPot? Then I was like, and then, you know, this is cool because I was like, oh my gosh, he's part of it. He knows everybody in here. This is cool.
It's like instantly comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah, I felt the same way about your stream. Just like it was just yeah, like somewhere I've like always been, should have been. Definitely felt instantly welcomed as well.
yeah, of course. You know, I'm sure you feel the same way. We want to treat it like, you know, you're coming into our home, hospitality. You know,
Right, right.
and that's what you do. You know, you're welcoming us to your stream, and you're showing us all the things that you want to learn. My favorite thing I love about your streams is when you do the studying, um when you're learning new languages and doing like education, just not for yourself, but you know, for everybody that's interested that goes into your stream.
Right.
Because I make it like it's a work like a co-working stream because I'm also working too. I don't know if I told you that, but usually when you're doing stuff like that, I like having you in the background while you're working and I'm working or doing laundry. The biggest thing is doing laundry. Every time HopperPot's on,
That is the biggest
I'm
thing.
always doing laundry, but it's not like by like it's I don't know, it's like by accident because I'm just like doing it. I'm just like, oh, Hopper's on. I'm just gonna pop him on. So every time I like do laundry, I get stuff done. And Hopper's just in
That's
the
what's
background, just
up.
doing his thing and everything.
That's what's up. Guys,
Oh,
there's like a reference in the channel about like how we try to celebrate victories, like no matter how big or small they are. So like whether you come back into chat and you're like, hey, like I solved a huge problem in nuclear physics and I'm getting a Nobel Prize, like we're gonna celebrate that. And then if you like come into chat and you're like, I washed a single sock and got one more sock of my laundry done today, we're gonna celebrate that equally as hard because of just the fact that the point of that space is to help us overcome our challenges, like no matter what the size they are. And so the victories are
mm-hmm.
equal in our hearts.
Yep. Like starting today before we were gonna go live, you said like I have to make my bed real quick, and that's
Yeah.
a start because
Yeah.
I've taught that from like I love how we it's Mother's Day because I'm gonna talk about my mom real quick, but
Nice.
she always told me you need to make your bed no matter what because it's gonna help you start the day off to be a little bit productive, you know. And
Okay.
every time when I was a kid, I would always make my bed, even if I lived by myself. Like I could have this place messy. It's my place, you know. I don't
Right,
have to do
right.
it, but I just tell myself. I always have that engraved in my mind, where I'm just like, I gotta make my bed. I gotta make it
I'm gonna
clean
do
and
it
stuff.
tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do it tomorrow for Mama Punks.
Yep. Yeah. So
So Mama
like,
will wake up and make my bed in the name of Mama Punks.
yep. So everybody make your bed because that's the start of productivity. You never know what you'll get done. Like you're like, oh, I made my bed. I'm gonna go run some errands. I'm gonna complete some projects. I'm gonna do this because that's always the start. Even like for example, like when I'm late for work, I still make time to make my bed. I'm like, I don't care. I gotta make my bed. It's like priority
Open
for
it
me to
up.
always make
I
my
have
bed.
that with I have that with brushing my teeth. My aunt had told me like the first thing you do every day, like before you play video games, because she like noticed that I really like to play video games.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing you do before you play video games is brush your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And like thanks to that, I've always started the day with brushing the teeth. My cat is going bonkers. He's never been so rambunctious before. It's like he knows we're on a podcast.
Yeah, cat wants to show off.
You're
Kitty wants
right.
to show off.
Zooming.
Oh my gosh, but yeah. Let's see. Welcome everybody in. There's peeps that are popping
Yeah,
in, like
welcome in, guys. Thank
Leah
you for
Hawk,
being here.
RBZ, JT. Thank you guys so much for stopping in and taking the time to hang out with me and HopperPot. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask him anything related to what we're talking about with journeys and everything like that. Let's
Mm.
see here. Just trying to think of something for you, HopperPot. So do you, when it comes to streaming, like how's your like day-to-day basis? Because I always like to know like people like how they start off before they start streaming. Because for me, like I'm really like OCD. I have to set up everything really quick, like just get everything ready. Like okay, the mic's good, like this, then kind of like clear my mind. Because I know you show a lot of that POP energy. I was wondering if you do anything like routines to get ready before you hit live.
There's a series of like self checks, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And if any of the self checks fail, there's like a recuperation protocol. And if the recuperation protocol fails, there's no stream. The vibe is the most precious thing on that channel. And so if I'm not feeling it even a little bit, it's time to stop streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I would say that like my regimen is no other than a normal day where I try to make sure that I'm like, present minded, um, you know, and caring, like taking care of myself and, meeting my needs.
Mm-hmm.
So then by the time stream time does come around, I should be prepared. by showing up best for ourselves, we best show up for others. So just by like listening to my body, listening to myself, my heart, whatever I might need, and then making sure I have everything I need. Um, I just need to be at peace come stream time. I don't really have anything prepared. I
Mm-hmm.
just need to feel ready to face anything. And then if I don't, like if any of those checks along the day, like if my vibe is off at any point, I meditate,
Mm-hmm.
like guided meditation, refocus on like gratitude, ground myself, and just sort of count my blessings one by one until I'm like smiling again or something. Like I don't know, like to vaguely blanket it.
No.
Um, but yeah, if even with all that, I just don't feel up to it or anything, any part of my vibe is off, I'll just, every now and then I have canceled a stream off of just like, oh, it ain't happening today. It's not today.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, and we just try again next week.
Yeah, that's really important. I really like that a lot because
Mhm.
if 'cause it's so good for your your mental health and everything. Just because I that's why I really like respect streamers if they're just like, oh, I'm not feeling it today. And you know what the coolest thing is, everybody in their community is so understanding, and that
Yeah.
really gets me. This is why like I gravitate towards Twitch, because no one gets mad if you're gonna be not streaming today or anything like that, because they respect your space, they respect your mental health and everything. And that's why I feel like it's very important for everybody to kind of like do. And yeah, that's cool, HopperPot. We just have a very similar type of vibe when it comes to things like that, when just in preparation and everything. Because when you go into stream, it's kind of you just like kind of like you don't have a script or anything. You
Right.
just let it flow. And that's the coolest thing
Right.
about it, is just letting it flow and just being that entertainment, but at the same time that real person that everybody can gravitate towards too. And that's what I really like. Again, I really love
Yeah.
about your streams, is just because of that. That makes me really happy. Like when I get to see you on, it's like when you say like about Wolf Thunder, when you get to go on your streams. Like that's the same
Uh-huh.
thing when I get to go to people's streams that really like make me happy and stuff, because I'm like, I
Yeah.
need that energy to make me feel better, or just like to get things done, because it's like everybody has bad days. Everyone's gonna have bad days.
Yeah.
We're human. We're allowed to have those. But I just want, like, if I'm having those, I'm like, what can I have a source like an energy or a positivity that can make me feel a little bit better than if I'd seen any of my friends. I'm just like, oh, HopperPot's on. He's the one I like to gravitate. So I'm just gonna go in there. I'm like, whew. And I take deep breaths too. I'm like, oh, that feels good. Just
Yes. Oh,
embrace it. So thank you.
our breath is our center. We
Mhm.
were talking the other day about how supportive this community really is, and it's something that I also love so much about each and every one of us is that like you can literally be online every day and we'll be so happy to have you, and you can literally go offline for 6 months and pop back in as if nothing, as like
Happened.
literally as if no time had passed. Like, oh, sorry guys, just had to step out real quick, but I'm back, and we will be so happy to celebrate like all the time you were gone, all the time we shared, the time we missed, and the time that we're gonna have. Like the community really stays focused on like uplifting, being supportive, and like there for each other no matter the ups and downs, because like it's sort of like, yeah, we're like a hideout, a retreat. We all go out. This is like a base of operations where we link up, we exchange vibes, and we recharge each other as we go out and like face and like fend into the world and just sort of like try to handle ourselves, our business, and we come back all having expended our energy, and we're like, all right guys, and we do it again. We recharge by
Mm-hmm.
spending quality time together. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I think it just, the company, like the good company makes life just more fun. You just get, it's just about, yeah, life. I personally enjoy sharing like the joys of life, right, with loved ones, friends, family. And
Mm-hmm.
so that doesn't we're like extending that part of life here on Twitch when we take some of our favorite things in the entire world and we share it with one another. It's pretty
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
uplifting. Yeah, it is.
Uplifting as well. See here, Hawk says another good question is how do you keep yourself motivated and moving forward with streaming content creating based on how tricky the internet and media world is today? Want to answer that, Hopper?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this is my secret, which I actually was just talking with McMuffins 23 because I love him and his streams.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I wanted to like touch base with him on things because I feel like he was actually um he's very knowledgeable on the traditional tricky internet media world that Hawk is describing.
Mm-hmm.
He's very knowledgeable about it, but it perhaps like I mean, it's just a very large domain. So I was like offering my hand to see if we couldn't like try to navigate it together. And in that conversation, I learned a lot. I was able to like express, share some things, excuse me, as well as re-clarify some things personally.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that like the thing that keeps me motivated is the fact it's that it's those self checks that I was describing earlier. The fact that if I don't want to stream, I don't stream. I think that's the biggest thing. Which has like when I first started streaming on Twitch, I actually streamed very frequently. People who liked me warned me about like burnout, and I took heed to that warning and like paid attention to like, oh, what is that?
Uh-huh.
What are they trying to say? Let me pay attention to this. And so I like changed my pacing with like how much I was streaming. And instead of focusing on like creating something or like, yeah, manually creating something, I tried to let that thing grow organically and naturally on its own. And in order to do that, that means I had to be organic and natural. So my content is about the things that actually bring me joy, the things that actually interest me, and the things that genuinely stimulate me. So at no point it is like it is imperative that at no point in the stream do I engage in something that I don't want to do because whether I've convinced myself, and that's the tricky thing because we can like that is like easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially when we're trying to be like really good hosts. But in order to be the person that people want to see, you have to be yourself at all times. And so I think that that would just be the reason that I come back every week. I've also combined my stream with like my own personal goals in life, like learning Japanese, right?
Mm-hmm.
Learning Japanese is something that I am going to do whether I have 1,000 viewers or zero. I think that's really important. That is like by going onto my stream and being there for a weekly community study group, even if no one shows up, I study and I learn.
Yep.
And I engage in something that I fully intend to do with or without Twitch. You know what I'm saying? And so I have tied my stream to things that are important to me outside of any statistics, any numbers, anything really about Twitch. So combining those elements is what keeps me coming back. In fact, not streaming too much and only streaming the things I want. Bro, you should see my queue of games that I want to play and like this list of ideas that I have and like people sometimes let this long list of things like overwhelm them. We're like, oh no, I have so much I need to do. Whereas like I'm just like, well, according to this list, guys, I'm gonna be on Twitch for 2 to 3 years. I
Mm-hmm.
have like if I'm coming to you live once a week and I'm doing study group and I'm doing this and then we're playing games for 2 hours, well, it looks like we have about 2 years of content lined up and Lord knows what's coming on the next stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like let it all happen. I like to take notes during my stream of like ideas you have, experiences you want to, keep. But like just keep filling the time that you spend on stream with things that are really important to you, things that make you genuinely happy, and that way you will always be having a good time no matter what no matter what happens or who shows up or anything really. I remember when I was first streaming and I had like the two viewers were me and like my phone open.
Yep.
Like I used to talk to the aliens to enter. That's like I used to talk to aliens. I would say like, okay, so like nobody's here. So like, what if the world ended, right? What if the world ended, the Earth was destroyed, and then like the Earth shattered, and like millions of years from now, there's like some aliens were like going through the rubble, and they found like one single data file of like mankind. And that data file happened to be this VOD, and they scroll to this exact point in the VOD, and that's like what happens like a million years from now. So I would just say hello to like an infinite potentiality that may or may never occur, like just to keep myself entertained. And like that's the kind of stuff that I don't know. That's what I did.
No, that's cool. Man, like that's a really great process just with all of that, because you know it's like, again, I have to say it's very similar to what you're doing, like how like I first started, just like to stay motivated and stuff. Because for me, I got prepared for it because you know I worked in marketing, advertising, business, so I know how to really like brand myself, because I've got, you know, I had a mentor that taught me all this. And like the only thing I didn't know how to do is really like entertain and stuff. And the whole thing is like, man, how can I like gravitate towards that to keep everything kind of fresh and stuff? Because I have a lot of ideas in my head, a lot of ideas. It's like what you said. This is like 4 or 5 years of content.
I got all these ideas. Like, where am I gonna do all this?
That's always gonna be fresh. It's always gonna be fresh. Like in my head, I always just like, there's always gonna be something I'm gonna be coming up with just to keep y'all entertained. You know, because that's like part of me that I really enjoy. It doesn't drain me when I'm thinking of like ideas like that and whatnot, because the biggest thing is passion.
It's your joy.
Yeah, passion. I always say passion because I've always talked about passion ever since I got into art. Like when I was like getting my degree, I was like, I'm so damn passionate about this. Like I would go home, you know, show my brother. I'm like, dude, this is what I did in class today. I'm like, this is really awesome. I get to use all this and stuff. This is really cool. And I'd be like really proud of it all the time. Even just like the little things that look like crap. Like when I look back and I'm like, ugh. But I'm like, I was still proud of it, you know? Because I always put 110% on everything I do. It's the evolution that evolves. Because when I look into my streams like back in like 2020, you know, streamed on a crappy computer, didn't even like the stream kept on crashing a lot. But you know, everybody just kept on we're still there and hanging out, and it was just like it's part of d-Rad's thing where the computer crashes all the time, and I just made it to a thing, you know. Dude, I just started like laughing. I'm like, that happens, and all like that. But man, that's really cool. I like that journey a lot.
Classic starter problems.
Okay, let's see here.
Let's catch up,
Yep, Leah Hawk had something, so she said, I always try to keep away from drama and try as much as I can to find grounded streamers and not over the top on the humor side, where it goes a bit into a harmful territory of trolling. Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, because I always say I like having balance. Like, I don't want to go too much.
Balance is one of my favorite things.
Balance, because...
Also the universe's favorite things.
I like to mix up my emotions and everything. Like, I'll be funny one day on stream, or I'll be like real the next day, or I'll be sad. But it's like those are my emotions about them. But at the end, there's always gonna be like, everybody knows, you know, me, the POP, and that's the same thing with you, Hopper. I really love how you balance your emotions on Twitch whenever I watch you and stuff, because it's just like, I could be hype, I'm gonna be real, I could be sad, I can be like upset. But you always
could be any color you like. Sorry, stuck in my head.
Oh, no worries. Let's see. Ray said, then Ray Musica says, then more things will be added to the list within 2 years.
Right. It's a never. Yeah, right. By the time you get done with the 2 years of content, you have like 4 years lined up, and you're like, oh boy. I literally said that on the stream the other day. I was like, well, guys, honestly, from the looks of it, I'm gonna be here. Because I'm gonna be doing this for a while. So looks like I'm gonna be here for a couple of years if you guys want to hang out.
Yeah. Like for me, I'm doing this until the wheels fall off. That's how I'm
Right,
putting it.
right.
Until the wheels fall off, until they shut this down, then that's when I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably go somewhere else. I don't
Hey,
know.
shut the mouth.
I'm slowly
Till
growing
I
my
collapse.
YouTube. I'm slowly growing my YouTube, so I'll be there. So
Nice, nice. Well,
yeah,
honestly, I hope I like the direction that you're like. I like the direction that you have. I wouldn't even say that you're heading. Like you like harness the power of direction. Like you know yourself so well. It's really inspiring to watch somebody who like is so clear on like who they want to be, who they are, and like you're not afraid to engage in that. Just like yo, it's really fun to watch.
yeah,
Like your art show recently, that was so awesome to watch you like just get to like express yourself like that
yeah.
was
Uh,
so cool.
Thank you. That really means a lot, you know. And that, you know, the biggest thing that really uplifts me a lot, just like outside of streaming, is just people that were close to me that know me very well. They push me. They push me like to get these ideas. They push me to do these, you know, things. The thing is like I love them because it's like they uplift me through good and bad times. And I was just like
Right.
I don't know if I talked to you about this, but I was frustrated on Friday. Like
Okay.
I was frustrated. My brother came over. He was hanging out with me. I just told him my frustration about something, and he
Right.
just like told me he was helping me solve with solutions. You know, and he knows
Right.
me because he's my brother. He's like, I know you're getting a little bit mad because you know you want it like this, and I'm like, but just remember this, okay? I'm telling you this as you're my brother and I know you so much
Yeah.
and I love you. You need to do it something
Like
like this to change.
right.
I'm like, then I just calm down. I'm like, you're right. I just needed to get that out. Thank you. You know? And
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, what can I do to gravitate towards like what I'm doing in my life and stuff? But yeah,
It's important to have those people. I think honestly, like if you guys have like something on your mind and you're part of this community on Twitch, like I can vouch for the fact that if you take a chance and like talk to a friend, it could really help. It can help a lot.
mhm,
Um Sometimes having someone to just listen can be all that somebody needs as well.
mhm,
But that all begins with like opening up and like saying something to somebody in a certain way. Um, oh yeah, and the pro tip, it's always good to ask people if they have capacity before you emotion dump. Just a heads up.
yep, yep, yep,
It's always nice to be like, hey, can I emotion dump?
yeah,
And then proceed to emotion
yep.
dump.
I always say that too. Like my
Do you
close
have
ones.
capacity right now? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, is that okay just right now? Just everything's in my head right now. I just need to do it.
Yeah, like can I just vent some stuff? Like can I just say some things that are on my mind?
Yeah. Then you know, at the end
Yeah,
too, like
help.
I kind of like go both ways because I always like to motivate too. Like I always say like you know always good things. Like you know what, I'm really proud of you. I always say that. I'm really proud of you
Right,
that you're
right,
able to do this and you're able to help me. Just letting you know I got your back. You know, kind of like that. You know, just to know, because I
right.
said this to you, Hopper. Um, you give a lot of energy towards the community and whatnot. And I think I was on one of your streams and I told you that Hopper, thank you so much for that. I'm gonna return the favor back to you. Then I wrote all like I think I wrote this like really long like thing like how much I like admire you and all this stuff. And it just
Yeah.
like hit you really hard. You're just like, oh man, I'm just like remember HopperPot, you need that too. It goes both ways, you know?
Mhm.
Because yeah, it can't just be one-sided. It have to go both ways. Because if you're giving all that energy, I'm gonna give that energy back to you. Because to let you know how much I embrace it. Because I give it to the people that truly admire and embrace it. Because I have a good sense of aura with people. So if I'm just like, oh okay, maybe they don't want it, I'm gonna give it to the people that they want. You know, and yeah, you're one of the peeps. that do that. So just always gonna do that with you whenever I go into your streams, man. So
Thank you.
oh yeah,
I am speechless. I really don't know what to say. So I know to say thank you, and I am like literally, I'm like phasing between like just incredulous shock and like also the culmination of having streamed for like a year now. And like part of the purpose is in fact practicing when I find myself without words and like how I'm gonna handle that. Like being live on stream is a good social practice for like if I want to go help people one day, like I'm gonna need to talk to people. So and that
mm-hmm.
means anybody. That means like anybody. I need to have an open door. I want to have an open door. Like
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know how to thank you for looking out for me like that. The most shocking thing is even being identified as someone who deserves that in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all very overwhelming, but I am very grateful.
Oh yeah, you don't need to thank me. I already know. I
Oh,
like
thank
that.
God.
Like the you've earned it. Like that's
Yeah.
because you know when I see somebody just like that, and I'm just like going to people's streams like, oh man, you earned my respect. You know, because I always just feel like you know when treat people how they want to be treated when you go see them the first time. Because you know I gravitate a lot towards my parents and my you know my grandparents. They taught me to be really respectful even if I'm mad at somebody. You're just like, you gotta chill. Even if they did you wrong, and I know you're mad, you know?
Yeah.
Because just
Yeah.
like when I do that, I'm like, man, I ain't me, man. I feel bad if I say something bad to somebody. But I'm just like, I have
Yeah.
emotions. I have to let it out. But at the same time, just like, I hope.
Balance once again,
Yeah,
right?
I'm like, I'm just like,
Humanity is duality.
yeah, I'm just like, I hope you understand. You know, I always just say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, at the end,
Yeah.
this is the coolest thing because we all are here for like a purpose, just what we want to do. And the biggest thing is like you said, I love it when everybody's themselves because that's the key thing. Be yourselves because everybody because you don't want to be somebody that you're not, you know, because we're so surrounded by everything through like social media and just what you know we built in the media and stuff. And you know we always want to gravitate and be somebody like them. You're like, I want to be like this guy, I want to be like that. You can, but you can make it your own, you know.
Right.
And I feel like you and everybody here in the chat are like that. That's why I like the uniqueness of everybody. I'm just like, man, it's so cool. Like McMuffins, his uniqueness,
Yeah,
Kismet.
thank you guys. Thank you
Yeah.
guys. Thank you, Kismet.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I gotta catch up with all the comments here so we can see what we missed, Hopper. Let's see. Do you have a capacity as a way that I've never heard it before? What's a good way to phrase it? Mm-hmm. And I love that you say give that energy back to you because sometimes you get
Yeah.
drained by giving yourself and there's no one there to replenish you, and doing it yourself takes time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who heals the healer, right? Like who delivers who brings the mailman his mail, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you gotta
Yeah,
have
that's
a
true.
support network for a
Yeah.
community to actually thrive. And like the fact that he sees that is it's very moving.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. I'm just embracing it right now. So I love this energy that I'm getting. Ooh, natural serotonin.
Right.
But I was gonna.
Yo, I'm opening the blinds. I'm letting more sunlight in.
Yeah, you gotta let all that energy out.
Take it all in. Okay,
Yeah.
bet.
Let's
Vitamin
see.
D.
Yeah.
Wait, Kappa.
Do you have a? Cause you know we're gonna go like I want to talk about video games too. Um, cause for me personally, video games always got me out of a rut. When I was a kid, you know, cause kids were mean back in the days. when you're a kid, but video games helped me a lot, and like I always like just gravitate towards that. And I feel like you know you have the same way too with video games because you know mostly everybody streams on here. What do you like about video games?
What do I like about video games?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Wait, first, that was super sweet, Kismet. And that Star Platinum says, yo,
Hi,
hi to
Star.
a legend. Yeah, what's
Yes.
up? Self-reflection is the basis to the perfect balance within yourself. Yeah, it starts within yourself. So okay. So I like storytelling. Now, I don't like storytelling the way that hmm, like you take your favorite food and like you want your favorite food sometimes. Sometimes like you know that's your favorite food, you like that food and you know it because you want that food. I know that I like storytelling because of what happens to me, not how I feel. Like the effect that listening to stories has on me is like obviously intense as an observer of myself, right? So like I get it, I just get so immersed. It is like comical. I instantly like my willing suspension of disbelief is at the most sensitive setting that you could possibly have. If you like all you have to do is like turn off the lights a little bit and like that's all it takes. I'll be watching a movie and I'll forget where I am and like I'll forget like I'll start talking like the people in the film. Like you have to pull me out of the entire realm. You can't just like pause the movie. So storytelling is done through extremely like very different mediums, right? Like we have word to mouth, right? Storytelling by words, storytelling by books, short stories. You have movies, and then you have our favorite medium for storytelling, video games. Oh my God. So take a kid who like, bro, you take books and you make them like interactive, like choose your own adventure books, like came to life, bro, with like art. Like, oh my God. And then the music? Oh, dude, literally every part of a game has an impact on me, right? Like the visual aspect of a game has a unique impact on me that like the music aspect of a game has a unique like impact on me. The actual environment, the coding that went into it, like all of this to create a world that I get to like interact with now. In the past, they created a world that I just got to imagine, I got to like play around with in my head. And now I get to like see it played out in the screen in front of me. Like, dude, it's 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 so amazing. Like I just get so lost in like I remember, dude, Fallout 3. Oh my God. I picked up Fallout 3 and I was sleeping over my friend's house and he was like, "Oh, yeah, dude, just turn off the light when you're done." There was no turning off of the light. There was no done. I was up all night, bro. He was like, "Oh, yeah, so like check this game out. Tell me how you like it in the morning, bro." I was still up in the morning. I was like, "I like this game." I'm like, "I need to find my dad. You don't understand. I need to find my dad." Like, he left me. He would never leave me. Like, what?
Yeah.
Bro, it was such like, I think Fallout 3 was the first time that I just got like, a game just like took me and I was like gone for a whole night. I was not on this earth. I was just in that world and it was
Oh my god,
it
dude.
was so much fun, man.
Dude, you are 100% correct with all that because I really do appreciate like everything from just like how the development was, the storytelling, the graphics, who put this together and everything. It's just so cool because
Emotional.
yeah, emotional damage. But that's the same thing because I think I told you this like when my first exposure to a console was Nintendo, the old school Nintendo, and I just remember looking at the Super Mario Brothers cartridge, and that's the 8-bit form. The reason why I love 8-bit, and I was just like, "Whoa, this is very unique." Then when I was playing it,
Yeah.
I didn't like at the time like I really tried to read because I'm only like 3 or 4 years old, and I'm just like trying to read these words, but I don't understand it. But so I visuals were helping me. Visuals
Right.
will tell me the story, like because the booklet had visuals, and I was like, "Whoa, this is cool." Then when I see the game, I'm like, "Whoa, it's like how it is in the game and everything." And when I started to get like older, like my like first console that I really loved was the Sega Genesis, and Sonic the Hedgehog. I just loved everything about it. Just because the
Yo,
storytelling
yes.
of like a blue hedgehog animal trying to fight a evil
Sonic
doctor.
was the first thing that went as fast as I felt inside.
Mm-hmm. And like, oh my gosh, ever since then I'm like been hooked. I just within the story and everything. Like, I never thought I would have a Sonic the Hedgehog tattoo in my skin. Like, this is how much he
Right?
means to me. And like, when I watched the two Sonic the Hedgehog movies in theaters, I cried at the end because
Okay. Yeah.
I was telling my brother, I was just like, this is my childhood. I loved how this I get everybody gets to see this
Yeah.
on the movies. I'm just like, this is how like I love the story. This is how I want to become like a storyteller when it comes to like making like my own video games. When I was just drawing through my notepad, and I would just get inspiration from like platformers like Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario and all of these, and I'm just like, man, and it just like takes me in. You know, video games are awesome. I really like what you said, because that's 100% right with all of them.
You absolutely have to watch them, Kismet. They have Jim Carrey in them and everything. Like they're amazing.
Yeah, I grew up to Jim Carrey as a kid, so that like
So that must have been so dope when
yeah,
you saw when he
even
was
more
in it.
better. I was just like, man, Jim Carrey still
Oh
has it.
yeah.
It's like he
He's
was in the
so
90s as Dr. Robotnik. I love it.
so good.
Okay, we're gonna catch up here.
Let's
Hopper.
do it.
Let's see. Star Platinum says, I feel a lot of people who don't play video games don't view it as a form of storytelling. So this is really cool perspective. Yep.
Shout out to Final Fantasy VI for what they achieved in the realm of storytelling with pixel art.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
wow.
that's what they first started, and
Oof. Wow.
I know, like all of those storytellings with that. When I think like when the Nintendo started getting released,
The way that the sprites on the overworld, like that when you press the start screen, their portraits were like more detailed versions of the sprites, like gave you like an idea. It like helped so much for like defining that character.
Yeah, the thing is like, man, I never got the chance to play Final Fantasy, but just the way I've heard about the storytelling, everybody that's played it on stream, or I've read like YouTube reviews on it and stuff.
Impressive.
Yeah, I love that about everybody that talks about the game, because you get that sense of fantasy that you do you feel like whenever you play a video game that you put yourself in the game? Because I always do that, like I'm the character.
Yes, right.
You're like,
yeah, we go first person whenever possible. Whenever the game allows me to go first person, I go full immersion. Like I definitely take that in.
cool. Yeah, that's the coolest thing, because I felt like the closest thing for me was like Kingdom Hearts. I felt like I was Sora in there and exploring. And I love that island that they're at. I'm just like, this is where me and my good friends would hang out the whole time. I
Right.
wouldn't mind me living there, like building our own fort, building like getting our own food or anything. It just feels really like magical. That's like a place where it's just like relaxation and yeah, just going on friendship, random adventures or something like that. So I like
Right.
that. Let's see here. Leah Hawk says, games and movies have made me teary over the years. I've come to realize it's because the perfect world actions slash endings to the stories that are not happening anymore in real life. I get tearied not because of the ending, but because we don't use that in the real world as much. Storytelling is a powerful thing. Yes.
Right.
I really do agree with that. Because whenever like I go back to reality, I just always think to myself like, oh man, how come world can't really be like this sometimes? Because we get away. That's our getaway when we do stuff like that. I feel like that's everybody describes it on stream too, Hopper. I don't know if you ever experienced that, but when you go into people's streams, you're kind of like getting away from what's reality right now, just because
Right.
there's just so much you would see just in the media that's really negative, and
Right.
it just brings your serotonin down a lot. And when you go into somebody's streams, it just boosts it up a little bit, just kind of like to forget a little bit. But when you go back, it's just like, oh no, I remember this. What happened?
Right.
But I just like you always gravitate towards to like the person that you're on their stream, what they were doing, what they were to make you happy, and all that. I don't know. You feel like that?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Sorry, obviously my cat is distracting me heavily, but
Oh,
that
no
for me
worries.
that would be like, honestly, it's a couple of friends who serve that. Definitely SPG being like where I came into the community from is definitely like a real comfort zone when I go back to SPG's channel and his streams. I definitely get a sensation of like, I don't know, just like a grounding sensation, a foundational energy, since that's kind of where like what got me into everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I started off hanging out.
Yeah. And it just continues. Like I like that because a sense of community. It just keeps growing because you'll meet somebody new every day that will vibe to you, and they'll just be part of that. Then they get to meet everybody else in here, which is pretty cool. So thank you guys
Yeah.
for your amazing like comments that I'm seeing. Sorry if I'm not like reading it all, but I see it. You guys are all way too kind, and I love that. Kismet said, "What's for lunch?" So I ate all my lunch. I was hungry, but I had
I'm still
hummus
biting at
with
mine.
pretzels. But yeah, it's all gone. But I have dessert.
I still have another half of a panini.
Yeah, that panini looks so good.
cheesy Italian panini.
Oh, food, man. Ooh. All right, let's see here. I always, Leah Hawk says, I always base my choices in games based on how I would act 100%. The protagonist is a small reflection of my persona, who I am. Nice.
Right, me too.
Yeah. Who would you
It's fun.
say,
It's fun.
Hawk? I liked what Hawk said, but what character do you gravitate towards to as a video game character, HopperPot?
Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. That's a hard one. Oh, it's got to be Link.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's got to be Link by default.
Yep.
So like one of the tattoos I have, to answer Kismet's question, is I do have tattoos. I have a couple, nothing too major. This would be the biggest one that I have. But I have a Triforce tattooed on my back.
Oh, nice.
Very basic, just straight up Triforce on my back. And the funny thing is that these armbands are like, I wanted a nice, my brother.
Yeah.
I wanted an armband, but there was nothing I could think of that like I wanted. So I just did power, wisdom, and courage. So like these bands are just represent the Triforce again.
Nice.
It's just two Triforce tattoos.
Oh my god. Yeah. Man, Link is a good one. Speaking of that, like speaking of tattoos and stuff, so like I have a future design that I want. So I want to have cuz I have this blank right now, but I want the the Master Sword to be a crossover here, but I'm going to make it an 8-bit version.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So I kind of want to do that this summer and stuff because, Zelda
Dude,
is
that would
another
be
game I
dope.
really love a lot growing up as a kid. It's like really all the classic games like, Zelda. Because like you said, it's really hard to choose. Like, yeah, Hawk had a great question because I'm trying to think if I had one. Oh man, that could relate. I played Sonic
right. If
a
it
lot.
wasn't for my right, it's the childhood like
Yeah.
that makes them heavy hitters.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's like impossible to choose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I had to choose one, Shepherd.
Oh yeah, I do have bruh, I do have a tattoo on my shoulder. It's a plane. So it's a paper plane, but it casts a shadow of like a fighter jet.
Oh really? Oh.
Yeah. So the idea is like it represents when I'm feeling like a paper plane, but also like a fighter jet inside. You know how it goes.
Yeah. Awesome. Well,
And then the last two, I think the last two tattoos I have, if I'm not forgetting any. No, who forgets their tattoos? Right. On my feet, I have a sun. I have a sun on my left foot and a moon on my right foot.
oh, what's the
'Cause
meaning? What's the meaning of those again? Like the sun and moon.
very straightforward. I walk with the sun and moon, so I put some on my feet.
Oh, okay. Nice. You gravitate towards that because they live here. The moon and the
Yeah,
sun.
I was the moon. So like I grew up with the moon. Um, and for me that means that like a lot of things came and went.
Mm-hmm.
Life was really fast paced and changing, but the moon was my constant, right? Um, there was like I had by the time I was like in my 20s, dude, I had like a whole relationship with the moon. And so in my mind, there was this one part of my life where the moon, like quote unquote, told me, like, you need to meet my boy, the sun. You need to meet my homie, all right? I'm gonna leave you alone with my boy, the sun, and you're just gonna like worship a little bit, all right? And like there it was weird. And like I had a whole like, chapter in my life where I kind of switched my focus a little bit on like, the sun and like its role in life and its influence. And yeah, and until I found like a healthy balance between both.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because I really like that when it's just kind of like a. Would you describe it as like kind of like a spiritual with the sun and moon? I kind of laughed. Did you see Ray's comment?
Wait, there's a Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Yeah,
No, I'm
doesn't
watching.
that
I'm
mean anything?
watching. I'm watching Potency explain me,
Yeah.
expose me right now. But don't worry about that. No, we're not. We're not gonna talk about that. We could talk about. Okay. Okay. Look, I've watched it as much as I've watched. No, I haven't. I don't say I've seen something if I don't have like a strong, confident like memory of it, right? Like I was exposed to the Goonies when I was a kid in like daycare. And like so like have I watched the Goonies? Technically in my life, yes. Like with my stepdad too. Like technically. But do I tell people that I've watched the Goonies? No.
Mhm.
Because no, because I know what it means to have watched something.
Yeah. That's the same thing
So
with
I
me with Star
yeah.
Wars. Like
Right.
I
Like
remember
I've sat
watching
in
it as
front
a
of the
kid.
TV.
But I don't remember a
I
lot of it.
remember some lines, some maybe like a image or two. I was very young.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's do movie night. That is
Ah, watch
definitely
party.
the conclusion, right? That's the outcome.
Yeah, let's
We
watch
could do
some.
a whole watch party.
I got it in DVD, so we can watch
We
it.
should watch The Goonies and then we can watch the reference episode of the TV show that my name comes from.
I heard. Yeah, Chester. What Chester? Copperpot.
Goonies and Star Wars? Bruh.
Ooh. Wait, how many
That's
Star Wars movies?
actually a lineup. How many, bro? I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I
I'm
haven't seen
saying.
the original ones because I've told Kismet this. I haven't seen the original Star Wars movies. Just only the newer ones. Just because my family wanted to see. I'm just like, guys, even watch like the old school ones. Like they're like, yeah, I remember we watched it. I'm like, yeah, but I was a kid. I don't remember anything.
Moonchild by Iron Maiden.
Yeah, Killer Clowns from no. I don't like clowns. Kismet, I don't like clowns. No, I remember
Oh
watching that.
god.
No.
Oh.
Why you bring up the clowns?
The old ones before Lucas got to remaking them? Oh no. Killer Clowns from Outer Space? That's the combination of factors I never wanted to see.
Yeah.
There's a Pokemon Sun and Moon, should that mean anything? Uh no. I don't think so, Ray. I don't think so. I think they ran out of colors.
That's
Nah.
true. They're just like, yeah, we
I'm,
what can we
I'm
name this
teasing.
now?
What's
do
next,
this.
boys?
I heard clown costume.
got-
No, don't.
Plant and soil.
I have a fear of clowns, guys. Don't.
So clown cosplay to dedicate. No, bro. Terrible.
Please, no, I don't like clowns. Okay, gotta stop thinking about clowns. Let's see, what else? What else do I got for you, HopperPot? Let's see here.
Pokemon Walmart and Target. There you go. Pokemon.
They're just gonna do,
Bruh.
yeah, they like, do you want the Walmart version or do you want the Target version?
Oh my god.
Target version, you get an exclusive Target Pokemon shaped like a bullseye. Then the Walmart one, you just get the
No.
the greeting person of the Pokemon. The greeter. you get a greeter.
The greeter. The greeter, the legendary greeter.
Yeah, the legendary greeter. Then you'll get the
man.
yeah, you'll get a
Technically,
bullseye
Spot,
Pokemon.
yeah, Spot used to be like they used to have a dog as a mascot target.
I thought he's still around.
Maybe, right? Maybe we get that. That's the secret Pokemon they're waiting to unveil.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Target Walmart version. Let's go. The legendary greeter. Do you play Pokemon, right? Wait, no,
do
you
I
have...
play it?
No,
Actively?
wait. You have the Pokemon community thing on your thing, but do you have a favorite
Yeah.
Pokemon game?
Ruby.
Ruby's your favorite. That's the Game Boy Advance, right?
Yeah. Ruby was so raw.
What do you like about it?
I really liked. Ooh, okay. So I really liked. In Ruby, I got my. They had the secret base, right? That interested me for no reason as a kid. No shot, dude. Yeah. So that really interested me as a kid, was getting to go into a cave and just dropping plushies down all over the place. Like that was. I thought that was the craziest thing that someone had put in a game. I'm like, you can have your own base of operations in a game. That's nutty. And like, yeah. I became an interior decorator in Pokemon Ruby for a little while.
Ooh. I gotta try those games. I haven't yet. This is the reason why I love doing the Pokemon Mondays, because this is like my first time getting exposed to all the Pokemon games I haven't played for a long time because I quit and I'm back. And it's just so cool that my passion for Pokemon is back. I still don't know a lot of them. It's hard to remember all their names. And Pixie.
So the next okay, so like the next Pokemon game that like excited me was the Underground in. So remember Diamond and Pearl? Diamond and Pearl with Palkia and Dialga, that was a fun one. So we got to go underground and mine rubies. And make Poffins. That was on the Nintendo DS.
Make what? Coffins?
Poffins.
Poffins. Oh, I was like, Poffins.
Poffins, bro. So we could like, okay, we were cooking. We were literally cooking in that game in Diamond and Pearl. You could cook Poffins, and then like they would make your Pokemon like more, really, I don't know, beautiful.
Yep.
No, not for fighting. It was for competitions.
Oh, when they do like fashion shows?
You remember what I'm talking about? Yeah. You remember the things that they had? They had like the Pokemon contests.
Yeah, they're kind of like fashion shows. I remember.
Yeah. So the Poffins were for like, for dazzling up your Pokemon.
Oh, I love that.
You could cook your own.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah, I played Black and White too.
Yeah, I never really got the chance to play any of those. Hopefully, I'll get to do them soon, in the near future.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, you have the Pokemondays, right? So over time, you could get through all the Pokemons.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I only do them every other week, so it like takes me longer to beat them. I wish I could
over a lot of time.
Yeah, but you know what? I always say that's unlimited content, baby.
Hey, you got mad content lined up, bro. Like, yo, every other Monday, Poke Monday. Yeah. We'll find out just how many Pokemon games, how many times d-Rad will become Pokemon Master in his Twitch career.
Yeah, that's, man, I'm gonna do my best to play every game. Every Pokemon game has been like officially released from Nintendo. I'm gonna do my best to do them. I'm gonna do them until I'm like 9 years old, guys. It's me, d-Rad Punks, playing Pokemon, Pokemon Silver.
Yes. Granddaddy d-Rad, bro. Oh my god, I love it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh man, this is what I love about video games, because like you said, storytelling really gets me, and I love the storytelling with Pokemon, because that's what I can say. I can gravitate towards that when I'm always feel like I'm the trainer, and I'm like going on an adventure, especially when I was a kid. I don't know if you ever watched like the cartoons back in the day.
Yeah.
But me and my brother would just explore, just like we would walk around the neighborhood, and we just would just like hum the Pokemon theme when like they're walking, like Ash is walking with our Pokeballs and everything,
Yes.
and we would just like. I know this is bad, but we tried to catch. We had Pokeballs and we tried to catch birds with it. We like tried to like throw the Pokeball at the
That's
birds.
awesome,
Like
dude. That's what's up.
it was
Yeah,
like
yeah, relatable.
it was like a Pidgey or something. Like, I'm like, all right, do the hat thing, then do the turtle thing, but the birds run away. We did it with bugs, which was freaking hilarious because we've caught like
Trying to catch a Caterpie.
yeah, we caught like oh man, it was a fly, right? And it was so cool because I have the release.
Wait, you
Once
caught a fly in the Pokeball?
yeah, so I
Oh
caught
my
one with a
god.
Pokeball, and I like had like the thing that presses it. So I was like, I choose you, fly. I don't know why I named my Pokemon the fly poke. I just called Fly. I just released
Fly.
it, and it was so cool. I released the
Fly,
ball,
fly.
and the fly just like flew away like that. It was like released.
Yes.
I was like, whoa, that
Yes.
was awesome.
Dude, that must have been everything.
Grandpa,
Epic moment.
Grandpa d-Rad, we get those senior discounts to the buffets. Oh my gosh, let's go. Buy one, get one free.
Yes. I'm in there. Let's
Yeah.
go. 55 up communities.
Oh yeah, 55 and up, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, Hopper, I got a couple questions before we head out. I want to ask you, what are you passionate about in life? What keeps you going? Because I know we all fall in like bad ruts and whatnot, and I just want to know, when you're passionate about life, what do you do to always keep going, telling yourself not to give up, and all that?
Wow. So, man, that honestly, okay. So before caring about other people, I did not care about other people. So what had happened was I cared about myself first and foremost.
Mhm.
And I did a lot of hard work in an effort to take care of myself and my family. I realized that like I reached this point where I thought to myself, if I could just have shelter, food, and water, I could be happy. And when I thought that, something like went differently than usual. So like I had reached this conclusion that if I took care of myself, I like grew my own food, you get solar power, you build your own house, that like, oh, you could basically live off the land and not need, and then you could be comfortable forever. Need very little and sort of just have what you need and be happy. So when I said that to myself, when I came to that conclusion, there was like a deep part of me that just straight up didn't agree. It was very strange. Like did not agree, did not believe me when I said I would be happy. And I explored that. So what I ended up coming to conclusion of was that if I came to this conclusion, all I need is to take care of myself and my family, then why, like, who's to stop anyone else coming to that conclusion? If we all came to that conclusion, then nobody would help anybody, and the world would be a really, really cold and brutal place. If we all came to just, I'm just gonna take care of me, number one, and then like just keep to myself, it would be really lonely and it'd be really unkind. I realized that like if anyone naturally came to this point, if I came to this question and I said no, I'm not gonna care, then I could no longer expect anyone else to, right? If I'm not going to expect someone to do anything that I'm not prepared to do. So by saying I'm not going to go out and help heal the world, I was kind of accepting it's doomed then, because I can't sit here and expect anyone else to do it either. So it was kind of like a paradox where I kind of delivered unto myself, like, hey man, if you are gonna think that way, then like, what's to stop other people from thinking that way? So then I was like, oh, okay, then the alternative was like take the difficult choice of like trying, like making an effort to make the world a better place however I can by the time I by the time I leave. Um coming to the conclusion that like, okay, if I have all these faculties, I have all this capacity, I have this, if I'm smart enough and able to come to this question, then I have what I need to at least begin the journey. I have the consciousness, the capacity, the mental like wherewithal to at least try and give it a shot. And so, yeah, I kind of just, instead of looking around to like my politicians, my local authorities, why doesn't this happen? Why doesn't this get fixed? I stopped like yelling at people, like, oh, I stopped yelling at the government. I stopped like yelling at authority figures and just was like, I'm gonna do it. I stopped waiting for other people to like, now if there's like, oh, we need political reform, I no longer expect someone to do it. I now am like, if I want to see that, I have to make it happen. Oh, we need the world to be this. We need this in the world. We need that in the world. I I put that responsibility on myself. Like before I expect it from anyone, I put it on myself first. And if, like for example, like with like politics, I pray that some really good candidate shows up. Like I talk about politics on my stream, and it fits the example because I'm not going to expect anyone to do it if I'm not ready to do it. So I sort of practice like thinking about things, talking about things. And so I do hope in actuality that like while I'm doing this, someone else has kind of been doing it longer. It would be really clutch if some guy showed up and was like, "Hey, I've been focusing on this and I'm here to do this and heal in this way." I'd be like, "Oh, thank God you're here. Now I don't have to worry about that and I can just support you and like point people in your direction." But ultimately it's basically a matter of like on my stream in life in general, I have committed to a certain degree of sacrifice. Like back when I came to that question and back when I made that conclusion, it's not like I decided to make it everyone's responsibility to like expect everybody to reach this conclusion. No, no, no. The whole point was that, dude, if you can reach this conclusion, everyone can. So I instantly accepted the fact that it was very natural, very normal to feel that way, right? Where self-preservation is very human. So it was in fact non-traditional for me to break from that. And I hope to help people not break free from non-traditional so that they live in some way, but that so that the way that they do live is not mandated by what is traditional. I just want people to decide for themselves. And like I hope that by going on stream and doing a bunch of things organically, holistically, and like authentically, that yeah, it might just help somebody else feel a little bit more confident, a little bit more brave in like going out and facing that challenge of like, if I want to see it in the world, all I can do is do it myself. I can't, if I sit here and wait for people to turn on a light, if I'm sitting in the darkness and I wait for someone to turn on the light, it may never come on. It's up to me to like figure it out, so to speak, if I really want that light to come on. That would be what keeps me. I wake up and I just like, I'm gonna die trying. That's all.
Oh, I personally I see that from you when I watch your streams. Just because I can definitely tell that you're very like passionate, just not towards yourself but with people too, and how you just embrace your community. Just like I'm already seeing some peeps from your community that gave me a follow, so thank you guys. But I love how they gravitate towards you, and they would be part of this discussion when you're talking about these like topics and everything. And
Yeah.
it's really important to have a platform like that. I like it because you know, like personally for me, I think I've been part of your conversations too. Like I was like I fight, you know, fight. I like to fight justice my own way and
Right.
everything, but I'm like I like to be that, you know, that support system. Like if needed, because you know, for personally for me, I do get drained easily if there's something going on like that, because
Mm-hmm.
I get angry. I'm gonna be honest with you, I get angry
Right.
when stuff like that happens. Like
Yeah.
I use more of my, like I don't like, I just say things out of my mouth where I'm just like, no, I wanted to think about it more, but that's just my anger getting out, just because, you know, I'm a person of color. So I like,
Yeah. We'll always remain human during the entire journey. Human is the one thing that will be constant. We're always going to be like a fluctuating duality of wide variety of emotions, bro. Like indescribable feelings that all end on a spectrum, and so nothing will ever even be concrete. So like you do have to remain open and fluid when you dive into like an emotional field
mm-hmm,
and like a human interaction field, because there is a lot that words won't be able to help you through. You're just gonna have to feel it
mm-hmm,
and work with that feeling.
yeah. And you know, I just want to say, like, I really do appreciate that about you. Whenever you get to, you know, go on your streams and just, you know, like we mentioned before, like balance things out and just be able to, you know, help people. And I definitely see that a lot in you. So great job, HopperPot. I really do appreciate it. Let's see.
Thanks, d-Rad.
Of course, of course. Kismet has this. How do you feel about streamers that have a persona on stream that's not really who they present themselves? Since you mentioned authenticity, do you see it as a performance or as a lie? It's for you, Hopper.
So my immediate response is definitely no to is it a lie? It is everything but. So I definitely love, like, one of the favorite things about Twitch is the fact that we all get to make our own stream spaces. And while we are talking about what I'm doing with my stream space, it is entirely subjective, and there's a lot of like what people think, like there's traditional, there's things that become normal, like common, but there's nothing really, no objective way to be, or no right way to do anything. Um so I say that because whatever show, yes. Do I see it as a performance? No, not even a. It depends on the person, right? So it's not really who they present themselves as, like offline, right? In real life. Then it is about who they are presenting themselves as online. The persona is the stream, and how I view it is one of the least relevant things when we're in that stream space. You know, that a space where that streamer is free to be whatever, however, whenever, wherever they want to be. And so if I'm thinking about it, if I go into someone's stream and they're like, they have a persona, and I'm thinking about like, oh, you know, is this their like authentic self or genuine self? Like, I remove myself because my head is not in the right space, right? Like, that's not like, you know, look at me not minding my own business, right? Like, look at me. So like, I definitely, when it comes to specifically streaming on Twitch, because we're not talking about somebody coming into your house and like telling you how to live your life or like imposing their beliefs on you, right? We're talking about us going into someone else's Twitch stream. So absolutely, if they have a persona, it does, you know, it's part of what they want to do with their stream space. And even that has a lot of, you know, underlying nuances to it that's going to change from person to person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kismet has this one too, because there's people who represent that they're about equality and love and positivity, but in their daily life don't execute it, which is different than a cosplay type of hyper energetic personality.
Oof, that is okay. So, um, for that element of things, I think it's important to know what's important to you. For example, one thing that's important to me is honesty above all else. and then also like live your life, choose yourself, as long as like you don't choose something that will hurt others, right? So as long as you're not hurting anybody else, you're free to like be whoever and whatever you want. um so I say all that to say treat people with what they show you, right? Work with what they give you. I would say that like don't I would work with the facts, how you're treated. We say things like actions speak louder than words. um I think that's something that's important to me, right? Actions do speak louder than words. So there, like, not to invalidate words, there needs to be a healthy balance, but again, that's for me personally. So once you know what's important to you when it comes to people, how they act, how they like portray themselves, and the things that they choose. Yeah, it's important to know your foundations, your values, and your boundaries so that you know whether or not you need to worry about X, Y, or Z that is coming from said individual, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, the only time we should worry about other people is when those people are our loved ones, in which case, that's where we start to have conversations, we start to explore when we deal with loved ones. But otherwise, if they're not someone that like if you're not getting what you need, right? If they're not meeting like your standards, based off of, how they treat you, you make the decision off of the material that they give you, the content that they actually produce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just going off by that, like for me personally, I've come across people like that where I'm just like, oh, how come you're not like this and don't do this and that? And like as a person, I care a lot, I really do. But I learned to this for myself. Man, I'm hurting myself if they ain't listening, you know. So
Right.
I always gravitate now towards people that will listen, that will be understanding and whatnot. And that's their choice. They don't want to do it. That's okay. They gotta learn on their own. That's the real truth. They
Yeah.
gotta learn on their own. And
And I'm a pretty faithful
mhm,
individual, so human human relationships have proven to be inconsistent, volatile, and just a realm that is just completely void of logic. So like it's hard to determine who's real and being that is exactly what I was just thinking.
mhm,
At the end of the day, we don't know. And I was just realizing this, or like talking to a friend, that like we have to ask ourselves, like sometimes you have to ask yourself, like, do I trust the person who is causing me, like if you're thinking about somebody, something they said, something they did, do I trust the person? Because at the end of the day, when you don't trust somebody, I found out that like nothing they say can change, like can make you feel better. It's a very weird thing when you don't, because like for example, somebody tells you, right, somebody somebody tells you, I'll be there for you, or like I'll be I'll pick you up at 8 this evening. It You have to decide, like if you trust them, you're gonna stand somewhere at 8, and then if you don't trust them, then you're stressing about whether or not you're actually gonna be there at 8. You might not even go to the appointment because of how much you don't actually trust this person. So trust is an important thing where you and I think this is something that's demonstrated by like action. Like you earn people's trust by, saying things and then doing the things that you say. So it's a balance of both the words and following it up, and it's a back and forth. Um, and I think it's important to develop trust, at least before. So like, I'll actually tell people like I actually won't ask for trust, because I know trust is actually super hard to form and super hard to give. So I actually won't ask for your trust. I'll be like, that's okay. Just watch me. Like that's totally fine. You don't have to trust me. Just watch me be there for you, right? Like just watch me show up as many times as you need to watch me show up. I will do my best to show up every time, and like trust is you don't need to trust me. I just hope to show you ultimately. Hard to determine who's real and being their authentic self when they present otherwise. I mean, these streamers we talk to daily sometimes, and it's hard when you dedicate your time to someone who isn't the face value. Right. Hey, Melissa.
I'm Melissa. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for, being part of this conversation and everything. You know, this is what I like about it, the balancing about like topics like this. We can go from this to this and that. And this is just, us as
Yeah.
humans be able to interact and stuff. I'm not perfect or anything.
Yara.
Yeah. Hi Yara. Big hugs out to Yara. We're all imperfect at what we do. And I know we always, all of us, do our best to be the best versions of ourselves and do our best to spread that, that power of positivity towards everybody that we interact with and
Yes.
contact with, And
I
it's,
appreciate everyone who tries their best, man.
yeah.
I do.
And it's okay. You feel that emotion about something that happens. Yeah, it will hurt. I go through that all the time. I do that all the time too. Even if I spread that POP, I still get hurt and like all that. But you know what? We'll always move on, move forward to anything. Because I just always say this to the people that matter to you. That's what we need to spend our energy on a lot. That's why, like, for me, like, I don't, like, I was just telling, like, my brother this. I'm just like, dude, I pretty much, like, have, like, to people that are in IRL is just, like, a few of you. And I said, I'm happy already.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm just happy with this. And he was like, you know what? Me too. Me too. We had a lot of people in our lives. And you know what? I'll
Right.
never forget the good times. I love the good times, man.
Right.
I always reminisce. I'm like, man, that was awesome. But right now, I'm happy. And no ill will towards anybody, too. I just want to live the life, do my best to spread that POP, spread that how I fight justice and all that. And you guys can do it, too. You guys can do it, too. Remember, we only live once in our lives. So let's just always do our best. Because we don't have a lot of time in this world. That's the real fact, guys. We don't have a lot of time in this world, and we just have to do our best just to live it.
Yeah, honestly, every moment that we can experience enjoy is like, oh, that's like super clutch. Because I feel like life is inherently difficult, and like they don't tell you that when you like go through life. They don't tell you, hey, by the way, this is like hard by default. Like there's no like you don't get to choose easy. Like there's no easy. It's just hard by default, and you don't get to change the setting. Like we don't talk about that. So like, yes, it is definitely like clutch every single moment. And that's why you guys see me being like so like, celebrating every moment that I can, because man, to just fill my life with as many of those as possible, it's like I can't think of anything better to do here on this planet.
Yeah. Oh man. Me and HopperPot could go like 5 more hours on this, but unfortunately like time is coming up. But I do have one more question for you, HopperPot. So we're gonna go back to video games, because this is my favorite question to ask everybody. So HopperPot, if you could play one video game, and it has to be one, what would you play forever? Like because of replay values, storytelling, graphics, and all of that. What would you play forever?
Oh my god. A game that I will play forever. I need to open my Steam library real quick. Need to double check the options. Bruh, what? One game forever. And if you guys like literally, if you guys know me as a streamer, my whole like that's like the opposite of my entire identity. It's like definitely not playing one game. So like, what? One game? Are you kidding me? It's so like, okay, let me think. I know that my reflex reaction is like surviving Mars, which is a strategy, like a builder game. We have RuneScape, but only because the Riot Games MMO has not released yet. So like, if I can I pre-order? Can I choose a game on pre-order? I would pre-order. Yeah, I'd pre-order the Riot Games MMORPG that they'll eventually make one day. And then when that comes out, I'm sure I'm gonna put in like 1,000 to like 4,000 hours into that game off of like
Ooh,
just in the first like half a year. And
nice.
I was thinking like an MMO is good long term. Like
Yeah.
I was gonna choose like maybe RuneScape.
Yep.
But like I think that Riot is gonna probably make like the best MMO RPG. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll just wait. If I'm on an island or something, I'll just wait as long as it takes for them to drop it. I won't even play video games because I need. If I have to pick the one,
Yeah.
all right, I'll just take that future release. It's probably a safe bet.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's
Dude,
go.
what if it's whack, bro? What if the game is a flop and I'm stuck with a flop for my whole
Yeah,
life,
you
bro?
gotta stay
Oh
with it
my
forever. You're
God.
like, oh snap! What
Like,
did I
no,
what did I
it's
do?
it's just a lost ark skeleton, and all I do is grind, bro. Like, no, that'd be terrible. I'd be like, man, I wish I could play like some Rocket League right now,
I
but
know you're
no.
like, I want to go to Rocket League, but I can't. I'm stuck here. I chose this question.
I'm playing this garbage game, just yelling at Riot devs.
But you know, usually Riot doesn't disappoint, so I hopefully it doesn't disappoint you when it comes out.
Yeah.
I'm praying for you. That's a really
Yeah.
good game.
I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to like, I'm trying to play the system here. Yep,
Yep.
long con.
Ah, man. Well, guys, unfortunately, we do have to head out because time is up. Like, seriously, HopperPot, like I told you, we can go for like 5-6 hours. I love talking to you, man. This was really, really so much fun. And I just want to, thank most importantly for everybody that's on here that's just not supporting me, but most importantly, HopperPot. He has a command over here. I believe all your socials are probably in your profile on your
Oh yeah, I'm
on your
sorry guys.
Twitch.
I'm not that good at social
Yeah,
media.
but go directly to twitch.tv/hopperpot and you'll see all that stuff over there. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so I just want to give you one big thank you, HopperPot, because I'm always gonna give you thank yous no matter what. I'm gonna go on your stream.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna be there all the time saying a thank you to you just because I'm really grateful that I met you here on this platform. I was just like, man, I thought I wasn't the only one that spread that POP, that power positivity. I'm like, man, he has a lot of energy like that. I don't know, I gravitate toward a lot of people with energy, so I gotta know like what your personality, your Myers-Briggs are, because I probably gravitate towards you. Because I'm just
Oh,
like,
I can't wait to show you I can't wait to show you guys to show you the gift that I got you like when you get it.
oh yeah, I'm gonna
And
do
then
an unboxing, so thank you so much for that.
yeah, bet. That's going to be so hype.
Yeah.
I bet.
Awesome.
So you guys got to make sure to follow and watch d-Rad for when he gets the gift that I got him. And
Oh, follow the Hopper
I'll
Pot.
let you know. Yeah.
Follow the Hopper Pot.
I posted a link to a song
Yeah.
Pathogen. I'm just going to put
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Feel free to promote anything right now. So
I feel bad that I didn't get any of the link.
no. It's all good, man. I can always like
I'm
make it up and
I'm
always.
not good at social media.
It's all good. We no. Here's the thing. This is the progress you're learning. So you're gonna learn
Yeah,
throughout this whole
yeah.
thing. Because like you said, you're
Oh my
good. You're
God.
doing time management and like kind of like scheduling
Yeah.
and things like that. And you
Yeah.
could put that in your side so everybody can follow you with all those
Bet.
links and everything. All right, I'm gonna do my ending outro here. So I just want to say to everybody, thank you, peeps, for watching episode 20 with Luncho with a Friendo with HopperPot. I really appreciate all you peeps for watching. If you want to follow me on the socials, everything is at d-Rad punks right above there. Of course, you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, SoundCloud, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, maybe. And Hopper, where can they find you?
They can so I'm on Twitch TV Wait, that's not how you do that. Twitch.tv/HopperPot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also on Spotify under HopperPot. And where else am I? Honestly, I do be trash posting on Twitter, HopperPot_GG. We've been posting more. Like there's like a conundrum. If you go on my page and you go like on the panels and there's like the Twitter paradox. Okay, the Twitter paradox is like resolving itself because it was me. The answer was me. I guess
It was
I'm
him.
baiting you like Yeah, like you'll have to go to the channel for content or for context, and then follow me. Get baited. Okay, lit. That's I think that's everywhere.
Cool, awesome. And you know what? This is really cool, guys, because I didn't know about this. So, like I mentioned before, this is episode 20, right? And I didn't know HopperPot's birthday is on the 20th in May. And I was like,
HopperPot's birthday is on the 20th of May.
this is why we meshed together, because the universes were talking to
Honestly.
us, and I was just thinking of like, man, I want HopperPot to be my next guest. Then Hopper told me, he's like, dude, episode 20, that means a lot to me. I'm like, why? Because it's my birthday on the 20th. I'm like, what? You gotta be kidding me, you know? I was like, dang.
Yeah.
So
episode 20. That's my number.
yep. So he got it. I didn't even know about that. So it's just like it's
So clutch.
I really feel like it's like the universe is talking and it's fate. Like it's just like, yo, you gotta do this, and he just told me all this. So I was like, man, this is cool. I like it. I like it a
Oh
lot.
man. Hi, new Baroque.
I know, new
Oh
barbecue.
An
Okay.
absolute legend and inspiration.
Oh yeah. Freaking legend. Everybody's a legend here. Y'all
Right,
awesome.
legends only chat.
Yep.
Bet.
The legend of Twitch community. A link to the
Yes.
mass. One more big thank you to everybody. If I missed any of your comments, or if you guys were here and I didn't properly say hi to you, just want to say, like, I really appreciate all of you. You're all awesome. Okay. I'm trying to get this right. Raid this. I'm struggling, man. I'm struggling. Hey, Johnny Universe, thank you so much for stopping in, dude. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to all the lovely and hardworking mamas. We all love you. We appreciate all the work that you do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, seriously, all the MVPs in life. So happy Mother's. I gotta call my mom right after this. Okay.
Me too, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
So much love to you, brother. Thank you so much for this. This is
Oh yeah, of course.
awesome.
Of course. All right, guys, we're heading out. Bye, everybody. Bye, bye.